What's up, everybody? It's Roman Gaming here. So it's going to be quite a jam-packed weekend coming up very soon because, of course, we've got both the Game Awards that will be taking place and also PlayStation Experience 2017. So no doubt that's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully some really cool game announcements and stuff, and simply a fun and entertaining weekend with, lots of talking about games and lots of, like I said, trailers, gameplay videos, and simply more information on the games that we're looking forward to. So I'm going to be, of course, live streaming both of the events. I'm going to be making videos on both of them as well, and we're going to simply start off with the Game Awards today because that's the one that's coming up first, of course. It's going to be taking place tomorrow on Thursday, very late in the evening for Europeans like me. If you're in America, it's going to be somewhere in the evening. So, for me, it's kind of inconvenient because it's going to be at like 2:30 a.m. or something like that. I'll make sure to include some times right next to me right now, I guess, so around what time it's going to be taking place in your own region. But I'll be live streaming these events, like I said, including the Game Awards at twitch.tv/robinoyo. So make sure you tune in tomorrow because it's going to be a lot of fun, no doubt. See, the way I personally look at it, right, is that I don't watch the Game Awards for the awards itself. I really could not care less about that on a personal level, right? You've got a lot of people online fighting about it, which game should win Game of the Year and this award and this award. I don't care in the slightest because to me, to me, all that matters really is the way I personally feel about my games. I don't like, the games that I like, I don't need to see them necessarily get recognition for me myself to feel good about it or something, about the way I feel. And I think that's just the way that a lot of people go about it. So I honestly could not care less. In fact, none of the games that I put in my Game of the Year video actually got nominated for Game of the Year, so it's not even like they're gonna win anyway. But no, the reason why I personally watch the Game Awards is for the actual game announcements, that are always present there, and there's always some cool surprises. And because, I'm not gonna lie to you, because the show over the past couple of years has built up this reputation where there's lots of awkward moments, lots of cringe always, and no doubt that it's gonna be super entertaining, especially live streaming it with the Twitch chat next to it. So, like I said, make sure you tune in for that, but I'll make sure I'll actually, upload the stream itself probably afterwards and some of the highlights on the YouTube channel if you missed out on it, right? So let's really quickly talk about some stuff that I'm expecting, some predictions, I guess. First of all, I think that we're finally going to see a new look at Death Stranding at the Game Awards because, of course, it's been a year since we saw something from the game. Last time was actually at the Game Awards because Hideo Kojima and Jeff Keighley have some type of very intimate relationship, so he always shows up there. And they actually already flat out confirmed that they're even going to be like presenting an award. Kojima and Norman Reedus, I think, and some of the people involved in Death Stranding, right? So I think we're simply going to see new footage of that game. Hopefully gameplay, but I kind of doubt it. I really think it's going to be just a new trailer that will this time around give us more of an idea of what this game actually is about, because so far it's been a lot of teasers, right? I'm looking forward to it a lot. It's going to be super awesome, so I'm definitely expecting, some Death Stranding footage there. And the second game that I'm really expecting actually is, and I've been talking about this already a bit, the new Tomb Raider game, because we know it's coming. It's been kind of leaked already, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, right? And the Game Awards is simply the perfect stage, for a multi-platform game, which it will most likely be like that, to be announced. At first, I was kind of maybe thinking, it could have been really cool if they announced it at one of the PlayStation shows recently with, what was it, the Paris Games Week and stuff. But that didn't happen, so now I think it's simply more likely, I guess, that we're going to see it at the Game Awards. And I'm not really expecting that that's going to be gameplay yet either. They'll probably save that for E3 again next year. But just some type of like reveal trailer that will tell you that the game is coming, who exactly is making it, if it actually is. Who was it actually that was like, it was like a certain other Square Enix studio. I forgot who was working on it because Crystal Dynamics is busy on another game. Maybe we'll see that being announced too, who knows. That was like an Avengers game, I think, or something like that. But anyway, I'm expecting the new Tomb Raider to be shown off as well next to Death Stranding, and hopefully, a couple of other really cool announcements pretty much that will simply get us gamers really excited, right? Last of all, I guess the one thing that I really quickly wanted to bring up, because once again, there has been this whole discussion about Game of the Year, who should be winning it. You've got lots of gamers fighting online about it and stuff, because right now the games that got nominated were, I think, Zelda, you've got Mario as well, then you've got, let's see, Persona 5, Horizon Zero Dawn, and you've got PUBG. And especially PUBG is like the sort of like controversial pick that a lot of people find kind of like what's it called? They just aren't comfortable with the fact that an early access game like that got nominated and is now in the running for Game of the Year, a game that technically didn't even release yet and stuff. It's blasphemy, it shouldn't be happening and stuff. The way I personally feel about it, right, is that honestly, I'm fine with PUBG being nominated. I don't think it's that big of a deal. In fact, I would say if there's one year that PUBG should be nominated, it's this year, because this is the year where it's, technically, yes, it's an early access game, but it did launch. Like, it did launch, you're already paying $30 for it, and this is the year where it blew up so much that, on Twitch, it's like the #1 played game. You can't go around the fact that PUBG was simply a massive hit that took over the entire gaming industry, where so many people have been playing it. Personally, I did too. I did really enjoy the game, although of course, yes, it lacks in content and it's not optimized very well, and in that way, I understand that people make a big deal about it and that they think it shouldn't be nominated, but honestly, the way I personally feel right now with multiplayer games coming out is that no multiplayer game is ever finished at launch anyway. Like, there are so many games that come out nowadays that technically, yes, they're called finished, but they'll still have lots of DLC, even if it's free. They'll have, lots of patches, balancing tweaks. No multiplayer game is ever finished at launch. And I've seen games in the past come out that are technically finished. For example, think about Rocket League, that launched with just as much content. Like, that game, people praise that game, but let's be honest, it had a couple of maps at launch and only like one real game mode. It's pretty much the exact same case as with PUBG. It's just the fact that PUBG actually calls itself an early access game now that a lot of people, I feel, are complaining about it. I don't really think it's too justified. That being said though, PUBG is not winning that award anyway, if you'd ask me. I think that, especially with the fact that 90%, I think, of the votes are pretty much counted from critics, and 10% is only decided by the gamers, the people that can vote online. There is no way PUBG is winning. The Game of the Year award is going to be won by Zelda. You only have to look online at the praise Zelda got in reviews, the way game reviewers talk about it, people at these companies like IGN and GameSpot and you name it, you can go on. Zelda has gotten so much praise, there is no way around it. That game is going to be winning Game of the Year. I honestly do not in the slightest question that personally. And I also think that it's generally, going to win most of the Game of the Year awards at all of these specific individual, award shows and simply publications from these websites and stuff. Zelda is just winning it. There's no way around it. So that's really all that I wanted to, I guess, pretty much share about the Game Awards. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Personally, once again, I'm going to be watching it for the game announcements, hopefully for, Death Stranding footage, the new Tomb Raider announcement, and a lot of other cool trailers or reveals. So, with that being said, make sure you tune in tomorrow at around 1:30 a.m., I think, UK time. I'll probably go live about half an hour in advance or something. It's going to be super fun. Probably, it's just, you already know that if there's any awkward moments or cringe happening with the chat right next to it, like last year, man, it's going to be hilarious. So, with that being said, I hope I can expect you all to tune in tomorrow. And then for now, thanks a lot for watching, everybody, and hope to see you again next time.